Winners and losers. Hey Trav, after the game Thursday, come over to my house. I'm having a party. My folks are out of town, but my big brother will be there. Sam Higgins invited. Well, it seemed like kind of late. I have an English test on Friday. Oh, we'll be over by 8 o'clock, and you'll be home by 10:30. My brother will pick us up after school, and he'll drive us home. Okay, I'm not too sharp on this English stuff. Great, I'm not asking everybody, just a few of the real guys. Is Art coming? No, I didn't ask him. His dad is a deacon in the Baptist church. Oh, Travis said, although he could not see what handing out programs and shaking everybody's hand as they came to church on Sunday had to do with a football party at Sam's house on Thursday night. Well, maybe Art had to have his dad follow the programs. The Thursday evening game began at 6, and it was a walkover, as everyone knew it would be. They were playing a school from across town where a lot of Hispanics lived. Some of the guys were big and burly, but they seemed to have no game plan, with their coaches running up and down the field yelling instructions that seemed to confuse them. Travis' coaches had their plans laid out, and they stood there like Tom Landry with their arms akimbo as they expected their team to do just as they had practiced. All of their coaches were good, particularly Coach Tompkins. Everyone knew that he would not be at the middle school very long because the high school wanted him right away. So with Art and Sam protecting him, Travis ran over the goal line 4 times in the first half, while the opposing team had yet to score. Coach Tompkins pulled him in the second half and put Todd Blankenship in as running back. You going to Sam's party after the game? Randy asked, as they sat on the bench. Yeah, he asked me. Said it wouldn't be too late. Well, he asked me too, Randy said, straightening his shoulders. Travis shook his head and looked from the playing field over to the visitor stand. It was nearly empty. The home team stand was full of cheering supporters, mothers, dads, schoolmates, teachers, bus drivers, everyone yelling and cheering. And but on the other side, there was nobody. Then it dawned on Travis. The opposing team was made up of children of road workers, concrete spreaders, hotel maids, and restaurant dishwashers. Perhaps they had not got home by 6:30. Perhaps they didn't have a car to drive across town. Or perhaps they didn't even care who won a middle school football game. Travis looked from the forlorn visitors' bleachers to the shouting crowd. He was just beginning to realize something about football and about ladders. If you had someone to coach you and someone to cheer for you, winning or climbing was almost a cinch. Well, Sam's big brother, Russell, watched the game, and he came to pick them up. And some of Russell's friends followed along behind, honking with their little got-together parade as they went down the road. And so when they got to the house, Travis reached down in the ice and came up with a Bud Light. He quickly dropped it and fished around, and this time he came up with a Coors. The other guys were grabbing and popping cans and whatever they had come up with, and Travis looked up at little Randy, who was slurping down a Coors. Travis gave the ice tub one more move and gratefully came up with a root beer. Here, man, have a real beer. My mom put that root beer stuff in there thinking that that's what we'd be drinking, Sam urged. Root beer's okay. Got that English test tomorrow, Travis said. And he was beginning to feel a bit unsteady, although he was the only one in the room drinking root beer. And Russell's friends were on to their second or third beers. And Travis looked over at his room teammates. Most of them weren't doing so well with their drinks. And he suspected this may be the first beer some of these 13-year-olds had ever tasted either. But they were going over it gamely, laughing and talking and swigging away. Drinking alcohol was against the rules, and they all knew it. Hey, man, take a Coors, made from Rocky Mountain water. Russell Higgins laughed, jerking Travis's root beer out of his hand and replacing it with an ice-cold, red-letter can of Coors. Travis just stood there with the foaming beer in his hand. This your first beer? Try it, man, you'll like it. So Travis took a swig. It was the most awful, sour mouthful of foam he had ever hoped to swallow. But he did it, and all the kitchen full of boys cheered. "Say, Russ, were you able to get that stuff?" one of Russell's friends asked. "Yeah, but we got to go outside to smoke it. My mom's coming back tomorrow, and she might smell it here in the kitchen." So all the boys streamed outside the warm October light and sat on the back steps as they sat there and shared their joints. Travis was the last at the kitchen door, for his knees had begun to be unsteady, and he thought he might throw up there on Miss Higgins' kitchen floor. But it was not the face of a wrathful Miss Higgins he thought of, but it was of a watery-eyed old man sitting on a bale of hay. Travis edged around the group of puffing boys on the back steps and made his way around the side of the house and into the streets. "Oh, Grandpa," he sobbed as he made his way toward the Hartley's house, "I have fallen off the ladder."